Hello there, Stash Wyslouch here. Welcome to Ideas for the Curious and Adventurous Bluegrass Musician. Today we're going to talk about something that I'm calling spontaneous recomposition. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Your support is highly appreciated. The idea of spontaneous composition or recomposition is to think as little as possible while we are creating something to coax out as much of our innate musicality as we can. Then we can take what was made in that moment of spontaneous composition and analyze and mutate it after the fact to create something bigger. The raw material for a spontaneous composition is made with your voice, an on-the-spot melody, phrase, rhythm, shape, whatever it is, either based on previous materials or completely improvised out of the blue. Great, that's your raw materials. The idea is it's the quickest way to connect to your innate musicality while still being able to produce some effects that are new to your ears and eventually fingers. Step 2 is to sit down and transcribe that. So you would have recorded the exclamation. Now you can put it through a slow down app or try to hear it in time and try to hear every single one of the notes and rhythms that you've sung in this spontaneous moment. Once you've done your exclamation and your transcription, then you really get into the fun part because you've already learned the material and now you can really start manipulating it or going into the sound laboratory and finding out all the possibilities. So you can chop it up, you can give it different instruments, you can add a counterpoint line, all sorts of different compositional processes. I think another fun thing is to take already existing material, say like a traditional bluegrass song, and give it some reinterpretations with this spontaneous exclaimed style. So I thought it'd be cool to take How Mountain Girls Can Love. So I think it's important always to learn, the original stuff, maybe a fiddle solo off the original recording, the actual melody that the original singer was singing. I think it's very important to do that. And once you've already wrapped your head around that and you have an idea of the words, maybe what the song means to you, then you can sit down and say, okay, let's reinterpret this. What's boiling in the song that I can kind of coax out? How Mountain Girls Can Love. Let's use our imagination. The first lyric. Riding tonight in the high cold wind on the trail of the old lonesome pine. Okay, so we could give it a few different abstract descriptions, right? We could say, okay, maybe that could be kind of like quiet, creepy. So we could be like, riding tonight in the high cold wind on the trail of the old lonesome pine. So then I'll take that, I'll transcribe it, and then I can mess with it. It could just be a little sound bite. Riding tonight in the high cold wind on the trail of the old lonesome pine. 2, 3, 4. Riding tonight in the high cold wind on the trail of the old lonesome pine. Maybe it's more like Paul Revere, really intense. Riding tonight in the high cold wind on the trail of the old lonesome pine. Riding tonight in the high cold wind on the trail of the old lonesome pine. Riding tonight in the high cold wind on the trail of the old lonesome pine. Mountain girls can love. Or we could be totally musical with it, say, let's just mess with the rhythm very deliberately. Do rhythms that you don't necessarily expect, but the fact that we're doing it in the moment kind of gives it this natural, innate, unconscious thing that I like. Riding tonight in the high cold wind on the trail of the old lonesome pine. Riding tonight in the high cold wind on the trail of the old lonesome pine. So we're obviously going through that process very fast. It could take a couple days just to transcribe one of those lines and then another week to really process what you came up with in that very quick moment and see, oh, maybe you'll find musical shapes that you haven't found before, or sometimes even more exciting is musical shapes that you've come in contact with a lot, but now they're in a totally different context. I could say, okay, let's have a totally spontaneously recomposed verse of How Mountain Girls Can Love, and then go into just a traditional chorus. Let's see what that sounds like. We're in the sound laboratory, right? Riding tonight in the high cold wind, on the trail of pale lonesome pine, thinking of you, feeling so blue, wondering why I left you behind. Get down, boys, go back home, back to the girl you love. Treat her right, never wrong, how mountain girls can love. Riding tonight in the high cold wind, on the trail of pale lonesome pine, thinking of you, feeling so blue, wondering why I left you behind. Get down, boys, go back home, back to the girl you love. Treat her right, never wrong, how mountain girls can love. Okay. That just happened in a matter of 15 seconds or something. Now I could spend the next 2 weeks just messing around with all the little tidbits. Cut it up. Oh, what did I do on that word that I didn't do before? Oh, that shape. Let's just mess around with that shape. So the benefits of this. First off, you bolster your ear in a big way. A second benefit is you're going to find very unconventional things for your fingers to do. Cool, so your fingers are getting a workout. Your ears are getting a workout. In the after part of the process, after you've done your exclamation, you're going to be manipulating these things. Your chops as a composer are going to get much more increased just because you're dealing with these unfamiliar things. So all of a sudden you have to deal with, how do I harmonize these notes? How do I make this sound cool even though maybe it doesn't sound cool to me at first? I got so excited about the spontaneous composition process and all the possibilities it was offering me that I actually made a whole album with songs primarily composed of spontaneous composition melodies and riffs that I reworked after into full band arrangements. And lastly, when we're talking about benefits, experimenting with music, it's fun. It's the same kind of fun as you get when you're a kid playing with Legos, when you're playing with Play-Doh.
Hold on to your spirit. Hold on to your spirit, child. Hold on.
So I think it's just a good thing to have fun. A few minutes a day, a few hours a day, depending on what you have, maybe just a few hours a week. But get in there, mess around. Only you know what you like. How are you going to figure that out? By doing work, by doing these processes. Thanks so much for checking out this video. I hope you enjoyed something. If you do come up with something cool that you'd like to share, I'd love to hear it. Send it my way via email, via my Facebook page, whatever. Again, if you like these kind of videos, please subscribe. Your support is highly appreciated. Until next time. Now for a nighttime waltz.